from the Jackson Community Foundation, the, I've got to find his title, Donor and Community Relations Director, Eric Lyman. Hi, Eric.
Hey, Bart. How you doing?
Good to see you.
Good to see you.
Yes, I had to make sure I had your title right. So, Donor and Community Relationship Director. Well, that's exciting because you're giving money out.
Yeah, we're pretty excited. We gave out $90,000 last Thursday evening in our Community Choice Grant Award event.
Awesome. Well, I knew you were planning on giving $75,000. So what happened? Did you have to you couldn't make a decision?
Yeah, kind of. We had some money that was aligned to this effort with the African American Endowment Fund, the Henry Ford Jackson Hospital Health Improvement Organization, the Consumers Energy Foundation Endowment Fund, and we were planning to give out 10 $7,500 grants to local nonprofit organizations, not necessarily nonprofit, but just organizations doing good in Jackson. So we had enough money to give $75,000 out for those top 10. We wanted to do some drawings for the ones that weren't voted in that top 10 kind of portion and give out a $750 grants, but because so many funds aligned with us, the Community Needs Fund that our grant committee awards out of also aligned to, we could give every organization that applied for this grant opportunity at least $750. So, and we also gave another $750 grant to the Michigan Theater as a thank you. We kind of called them last minute as a place to do this, and they were super accommodating. And so we wanted to thank them as well. So that was included in that $750 grant. So it totaled up to $90,000. We gave it out last Thursday evening. It was a great event. Some great organizations got funded, and we're pretty excited about it.
Well, that's great. I happened to talk to someone who was one of the grant recipients, and she was telling me that it was like a drawdown, like a lottery. Like you had to wait till the end to find out if you were the top, because you did it by number of votes, right?
Yep. So we had 2,516 total votes, and then so we revealed how many each organization got at that event last Thursday, and what place they were in, kind of. And so it was really exciting. It was cool to see people cheering for organizations that are doing some really good in the community.
Yeah, and it was really neat. I looked at all the various organizations or initiatives that were in the running, and there were, 30, 40?
There was 29 total.
Okay. And they were not all traditional nonprofits. They were like programs or events or school activities that were included in those.
We had some really interesting applicants and people that we don't always kind of touch with our grant committee or some of our other funds. Some things that were known to us, some that were unknown, but just some cool areas of the community that we don't always make an impact in. I mean, we had, like you mentioned, some schools. Columbia Junior and Senior High started like an apiary program at their school, and that was kind of neat. We had Napoleon was going on a school trip to Puerto Rico with their Spanish students. But like New Smiles, New Beginnings, they were number 6. They got 628 votes. They were doing like mobile dentistry and cleaning and providing access to dental care to people that don't have that access and doing it in a cool new way. And
wow. So you brought the grantees, the names, the descriptions of the top. So who were the beneficiaries?
So at number 10, we had Napoleon High School. They had 579 votes out of that 2,516 total. Jackson County Disaster Response Team, JDART, that's another relatively new group. They had 592 votes. They were looking to buy a second vehicle. They do some support to the first responders in the county. Number 8, we had Young People of Purpose, YPOP, Diane Washington's community garden in the south side of town. They had 620 votes. Their write-up was looking to get electricity to the garden, so that's kind of cool that they were in there. Compassionate Ministries of Jackson, they had 624. New Smiles, New Beginnings, I mentioned them at 6. They were 628. Columbia Junior Senior High was 711 votes. Partial to Girls was 714. Save Our Youth in Jackson here got 747. They had a unique project too. They have a vacant lot they've identified with the realtor they want to turn into like a community space or a park. So that's kind of a cool project they were working on. Andy's Angels was number 2 with 913 votes. That's a recovery organization in the county. and they're doing some community events and some trips for the residents. And then number one at 937 votes was Jackson School of the Arts. And sounds like they want to expand their programming to places outside of their building, and this is going to help them do that.
Well, obviously very worthy organizations doing cool things, and
there's 19 other worthy organizations beyond that too. And if you're interested in seeing what these organizations are doing, they're still listed on our website, jacksoncf.org, if you want to check out. We have small write-ups for every organization that applied and what their aims are for that money. So
yeah, so maybe you'll see someone that didn't get the community needs grant, and you want to. I think that a lot of people like to give gifts at the end of the year or Christmas.
It's a great spot to start for that if that's what you're looking for.
Now 75, that's significant. You chose that number because?
We chose that number because this is the Jackson Community Foundation's 75th year in operation. So we started in 48. And so this is 75 years, so it was exciting to give out $75,000. A lot of numbers today, so the commas are going back and forth. We gave out $75,000 was our goal, but it was cool to give even more of that with those small $750 grants to everybody that applied. So it was
it's a great example, Eric, of how people that would contribute or make a gift to the community foundation in the community needs fund, where everyone's money gets pooled and makes significant gifts.
Yeah, and this is one side of, if you're not familiar with the foundation, this is one of the things we do is granting. This is obviously some 29 different grants we gave out, or 30 different grants, but we do scholarships as well. And we are in scholarship season, so if you know of anybody who is going to school next fall, I encourage you to check out jacksoncf.org, because our scholarship application is open. And it will be open until February 14th. So if you're looking for some aid for higher education, check us out.
Cool. All right, you brought along a little slideshow presentation from the event.
Yep.
All right, let's take a look.
I might have missed partial the girls in there. They're doing some safe sleeping is their focus for this grant. So they're doing some bassinets and some playpens to help out with that. So some cool stuff.
Obviously, a lot of people participated in the voting, so I'm sure those people exposed, for many of them, to the community foundation maybe for the first time.
Yeah, absolutely. Like I said, this is I think parts of the community we don't always get a chance, or organizations we don't always get a chance to grant to, or our committee doesn't always grant to for whatever reason. So it's cool to grant to new organizations and get new organizations on the radar, and just support people supporting life in Jackson County.
Yeah, and I know at least a couple of those where they were really struggling, just barely scraping by to keep on going. So that's great. So next year, you're going to have to do it again, aren't you?
I'm relatively new at the foundation, but hearing from some of my staff members or some of my coworkers that we've never done anything like this, or when we have, it hasn't had this much community support. That 2,516 votes was really proud of, just because we got so many people giving their feedback on what they want to support in this community. And I think before we just didn't have that much of a response for a community-wide vote or participation or feedback session, so that's pretty exciting for us.
Yeah, well, you don't really think that you have an opportunity to weigh in on, how you're giving money out. So that's a first too. So if somebody wants this to continue, or if people would like to help make it continue, they can give money specifically to the Community Needs Fund.
Yep, we have an online donation form at jacksoncf.org. You can put community needs in that description line if you're going to make a donation that supports that community need fund. We would really appreciate it. And like I said, we have scholarship applications open right now. We currently have a grant open too for the Youth Advisory Committee. That is our almost a mini foundation of the youth, granting out from the foundation issues that affect youth in Jackson County. So they have a grant round open right now specifically focusing on youth mental health. So if you have a project you're working on that focuses on youth mental health, we'd love to see that application. It's open right now, like I mentioned, at jacksoncf.org. That application closes February 5th, I believe, and we're asking organizations to apply up to $3,000 for that grant.
All right, and all the details at jacksoncf.org. Thanks, Eric. Merry
Thanks, Art.
Christmas.
Thanks for having me.
From Jackson Community Foundation donor and community relations director, Eric Lyman. Up next, we've got